What's up, YouTube? What's up, Xtreme Gainz family? I'm Chuck. This is Xtreme Gainz. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say is or ever will be financial advice. Please do not take it as such. Today is Monday, July 25th, 2022, and this is my Amc Gme and SPY Algo exposed daily update and preparation video for tomorrow and beyond. As always, I hope y'all had a great day today, and I hope you took advantage of the volatility and made some extreme gains for yourselves. I'm going to go over my regulars, my snake algo method for all three tickers, and some macro comparatives. So with that said, let's dig in. For the third time, I had no volume on my mic the last time, and I did the whole video. So hopefully there's volume on the mic. I hope y'all are doing well and had a good day. It has definitely been a Monday for me, but it wasn't all bad. I had some extreme gains today myself. Nothing to complain and bitch about. I had a 20% portfolio increase today, and most of my extreme gains came from my scalp setups today on the 7 tickers that I set up every single day. On those 7 tickers today, they provided 17 entries from trigger, the highest ROI being 110%. Then I had an 80%, a 60%, and from there down to 20%, and a slew of them to round out the list. Super grateful for those as always. Xtreme Gainz Premium Discord fam had a good day today as well. Congrats to all of you and to everybody extended family out here in YouTube land. I hope y'all were able to do something similar and make some extreme gains for yourselves. All right, moving on to the charts. On your screen currently is AMC and my current intra-week snakes. AMC finished the day today down 3.81%. Currently down 0.27% in after hours, trading at 14.87. The current intra-week snake, the ongoing one that has continued to project and fulfill 6 days now from the previous snake's diversion and the compressed position, is what you see on the screen now. It continued to fulfill its projection to the downside, to the top of the macro double neckline here that we have at around the 1480 level. You can see moving forward into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from this intra-week snake if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Then we had a second scenario that I was looking at and talked to you all about, and that is this previous snake in the extended position, which is where it's at now, and a day of and day prior to clip. Here's the day of. You can see that in that position, if it were to continue to fulfill it, what the projection may look like going into tomorrow and beyond. This and the previous one both appear to potentially expire between now and the end of day tomorrow, possibly. Then the day of the previous divergence in the extended version. I had this in last night's video, a little bit different. I had it right here, potentially looking to an upside move coming off of that immediately today, where I showed them different like that. However, it does appear it either has mirrored that and we converge back with it, which would be the exact same thing as the blue intra-week snake, or this just needs a little adjustment. And look there, imagine that. It projects the exact same thing as the current fulfilling snake that has been on here. So I am going to leave it in that position, and moving forward into tomorrow and beyond, this is what I will be looking at and looking for characteristics of movements from the current intra-week snakes and AMC. Then the macro comparatives for AMC. Excuse me. As you know, I've been using the previous double bottom right next door over here in both the flipped and the straight up position. The straight has most recently been mirrored. This is the flipped position and where it was at in last night's video. You can see that obviously it was projecting a hard move back upside, and it has essentially fulfilled this upside candle for candle projection in a downside manner, mirroring itself away from this back downside. So it's easy. This would obviously be mirrored back downside, which I'll show you with the next one as well. Then we have the straight up position of that same macro comparative right next door there. I had to mirror this about 3 weeks ago when price action caught support and bounced off of this internal ascending level of support, which is going to eventually become my third pull. As a matter of fact, it looks like it can now, right there. And you can see it has continued to fulfill its projection going into today with that downside move. You can see moving into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from it if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Then going back to the flipped version being mirrored, the blue one being mirrored, what that would look like mirrored according to it in its current position, and the fulfillment of that would be something similar to that. So you can see both of which are projecting downside, whether it be the straight mirrored or the flipped mirrored. The straight mirrored is what I'm going to continue to go with for any downside, upcoming downside movement due to its long-standing fulfillment of the projection that it has given in that mirrored position. So that is what I'm looking at from those two. Then I had shown this, I've been tracking this and showing this in my Discord. I did bring this out and show it to everybody on the live stream last Wednesday here on the YouTube and the Twitch channel. This is from the macro W formation prior to the June run-up. And I noticed the left-hand ascending side of this replicating movements where we're at currently. So I had clipped it and brought it over here and been tracking it for a few weeks now. And I thought I should continue to show this out here. So there it is in the position that it seems to be replicating and fulfilling alike. You can see once again today, it continued to fulfill its projection, and you can see moving into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from it if price action were to continue to fulfill it. And that is everything I have for AMC. Up next is GME. GME finished the day today down 5.03%. Currently down an additional 0.82% in after hours, trading at 33.70. Now, the previous intra-week snake, I have the day of, which is what's on here that we have diverted from, that caused me to clip a new day of and day prior to for a potential new intra-week snake. So that's what I have clipped here. So there's still this scenario right now, and both of them in their initial placement as of last night's video, projected and fulfilled to the downside here. And you can see moving forward into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from both of them separately if price action were to continue to fulfill one of them. Then the second scenario in this is the previous day prior to divergence or day of. I can't remember which way they went. It doesn't matter either way. They were the same, except this one had an extended projection versus its counterpart. So I had only used the one until we got the diversion to the downside and the fulfillment of this to the downside like this has projected. So it continued to fulfill that projection today, and you can see moving forward into tomorrow and beyond what the projection is from it if price action were to continue to fulfill it. Now, if this is the one that continues to fulfill, then obviously out here when this either expires fulfilled or diverted from, I'll be clipping a new day of and day prior to, but I am going to continue to track the scenario that I showed you first with the, let's call it the day of divergent snake and the potential new intra-week snakes as I had them placed there, the red and the green. So those are the two intra-week scenarios that I am looking at and characteristics of movements moving forward for GME. Then the macro comparative, as you are also aware of, is from the previous double bottom like AMC right next door. And most recently, prior to the split, I had to use this in the mirrored position due to price action not fulfilling the second bottom over here of this potential double bottom setup, and it grabbed a support bounce off of what is now the potential ascending level of support. And since then, you can see the projection and fulfillment of that projection, including today. You can see moving into tomorrow and beyond, It's very obvious. Continued downside projection if price action were to continue to fulfill it. If this were to grab another support bounce somewhere between where it's at now and the potential ascending level of support around the 30.70 price level, then obviously I will need to reevaluate the positioning of this macro comparative moving forward, or potentially all of it as it stands right now. So that is everything I am looking at with GME. Last but not least is SPY. SPY finished the day today up 0.12%, currently down 0.2% in after hours, trading at 394.77. The current intra-week snakes I had diverted from, or price action had diverted from last week, and I had to clip a new day of and day prior to for a potential new intra-week snake. With the positioning of both of them, they were both projecting identical projections, including into today. That is the position of both of them. Price action has continued to fulfill both of them, and it does appear like there is a potential divergence from one another, what looks to me to be tomorrow. Now, if price action continues to consolidate flat out across here, obviously I'm going to give it a little bit of time to do so before it could potentially put the next leg down in according to the day of divergence, intra-week snake, the red one. So I am not going to invalidate it immediately if price action were to stay flat here. However, you can see the divergence between the two of them and what the projection is moving into tomorrow and beyond from the current intra-week snakes if price action were to continue to fulfill one of them. Then the macro comparative, as you are also aware of, is from the 08-09 correction and crash in what I have called the long-term position. And I have reviewed this and tracked this on the channel for quite some time, as you are also aware of. In that position, we have continued to fulfill as seen on your screen right now. And I spoke about this last night. I wanted to see price action to start its either leg down or at a minimum a downside trend like it is currently doing to continue to keep this valid in its current position. So moving into tomorrow and beyond, you can see what the obvious projection is from it. Again, just like the intra-week snakes, I am going to give this a little bit of wiggle room as long as price action continues to consolidate in a downside manner with this descending level of consolidation. I will continue to accept this as valid. Obviously, if price action were to catch support and put in a macro bounce move to the upside, then it would, in my opinion, invalidate this macro comparative at that time. And if and when that were to happen, I will reevaluate not only it in its entirety, but the position of it currently in this long-term position moving forward. So that is everything I have for the video and everything I am looking at with AMC, GME, and SPY moving into tomorrow and beyond. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. Good luck in the markets tomorrow. Make some extreme gains for yourselves. I will get an update and prep video out tomorrow night after market closed, just like this one. Take care, enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Later.